Oh my god, sorry for not uploading for a long time. Yeah, I have been wrongfully fucking around, and now I owe 9 videos to you. And honestly, I don't want to do these 9 videos because each of one of them takes 3 hours approximately. And I don't want to do this thing, but I don't want you, my 40 viewers, to just hang around and not know what happened next. And well, in this video I'll cover 4 races, and these 4 races were the final rounds that I participated in out of Kings Season 15. And these races were terrible, honestly, they were terrible. And let's begin with Brazil. It all began when it was like 6:30 p.m. I was having some basketball practice, something like that in my school, but I felt pretty bad in my stomach. But honestly, I dismissed it. But when I came back home at around 7 p.m, it didn't get better, and instead it was the opposite. And when I was practicing for the race, which was at 8, I vomited. I rushed to my bathroom, and unfortunately I didn't reach on time and vomited. It was such a terrible experience, but still I was committed to participate in the race. And this round was sprint round, so that meant that I had also to participate in the sprint. Qualifying went well, qualified P6, and on sprint I finished P6 after being on softs while the others were on mediums, and I could have finished P7, but the driver who finished ahead of me got a 3-second time penalty. But honestly, I wasn't feeling well. I still have my stomach ache, and I was afraid that I would vomit mid-race, especially when it was proper racing, not safety car and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it did happen, and I was running in midfield. It was during the first safety car. It was full course one. It was lap 14, safety car was ending, but I had the will to vomit once again. I wanted to do that thing. Well, my body wanted to do that. And unfortunately I had rushed to the bathroom once again and vomited. Because I let the air drive, I lost so many positions, and I was about to recover from the race, but then came another safety car and it all got ruined because I got a 10-second time penalty by speeding in the pit lane when I was trying to box and do some comeback and finish at P14. Honestly, it was such a terrible feeling, like the worst race that I had experienced in terms of how I felt. It was such abysmal. It is much worse than having to DNF and having the courage to just get a lot angry because of it. No, that feeling of vomiting, oh no, it is such a terrible one. And to make matters worse, I vomited 2 more times, and I didn't sleep well, and the next day I was absent to school. Oh, and I forgot to mention that before the 10th round I was in 8th with 62 points, and Alpine, my team, was in 8th with 81 points. After Brazil, they did not upload the renewed standings until after Singapore, and that's the race that we're gonna be heading. So it was now Wednesday, and I had already recovered from that stomach ache that I had. It was the worst experience I had in those recent years, honestly. And I chose the balanced third location, and qualifying it went decent, qualifying in P6, but then race came and lap 3 I got involved into a crash and that destroyed my front wing. I was now in last, but fortunately there was a safety car and I took advantage to box for hards, and then another safety car came and I already boxed for hards, but I got catapulted up to P5 because they boxed for hards. I had already done that thing. It was going pretty well until the middle of the race, which another safety car got deployed. I went for another set of mediums. I dropped down a few places. It was not going so badly, but then unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because that was my fault a little bit, and it is that I got involved into some crashes with Ricardo Rangel, and then I was trying to fight for positions and I wanted to overtake Adinfo, but in such a desperate way, and I dive-bombed him down the inside into turn 7 and failed it, and when I was trying to rejoin the track, Ricardo Rangel pushed me into a wall, damaging my front wing, and it was such a frustrating, but still I wanted to get into the end of the race without boxing for another front wing, and I think it was a bit of a mistake, but I don't know. Well, finished P12, and that was the position that I was when that thing happened. Well, front wing destruction, all of that. Remember when I told you that I was involved in some crashes with Ricardo Rangel? Well, he got mad at it and he was telling me that I'm an idiot and I'm such a reckless driver, and he reported some 3 incidents, and fortunately they only deducted me 4 points, which could have been way worse. But well, after that Singapore race and Brazil, my team Alpine is still in 8th with 94 points, and the reserves are still leading with 352 points, and meanwhile in the standings we see that Sevs is in 1st with 264 points, and meanwhile myself is in 8th with 73 points. Lastly, there was the week of Qatar and Abu Dhabi, rounds 13 and 14, and Qatar, I chose the softer trial location, and qualifying went miraculously well. I qualified in P3, and I did that miraculous lap in the middle of it. So yeah, it was a great thing, and I was expecting a good race as well, because I was thinking that I would finish in P5 or P4 and P3 maybe, and I have a chance to fight for the lead even. But unfortunately, at the start of the race, everything went down. I lost 7 positions. 7. And it was all due to the lack of pace that I had. Oh my god, that was such a heartbreaking thing that I experienced. And on lap 6, I broke down. Got a 3-second time penalty and got overtaken by 3 drivers in straight from lap 6 and 7, and went down to P9. Oh my god, it was such a terrible, terrible experience, such a heartbreaking despair, and I was feeling pretty desperate. And then came my pit stop and also bottled it down, getting a 10-second time penalty due to speeding in the pit lane, and race finished, and I was now with 19 seconds of penalties accumulated. But well, in the second half of the race I was in the middle of nowhere, just trying to maintain my P8 so I wouldn't get demoted down the order due to my immense penalties, and miraculously did not get demoted. Unfortunately, things weren't getting better, and it was the day after I participated in a race that was outside of the league, and I was representing this one, and unfortunately it didn't go well. I'll make a video about it, but it was the day after that, and that didn't give me time to train for the final round, and I knew it was gonna end pretty badly. Invalidated the both shots that I had in one for qualifying for the sprint and the other was for the qualifying for the real race. So on sprint I was escalating a few positions, but got a 3-second time penalty and finished in P11. And for the race, oh my god, no, honestly it was a race to forget, because I was into an accident while I was trying to come back, and then there were no safety cars, and I was waiting for another safety car, for a safety car, but unfortunately it didn't come, and well, my race had already been ruined. I was wanting to retire from the race, and honestly I was thinking that it was not worth it to finish the race, and I think I was right. But the reason why I did not retire is because I was gonna finish in the points position, aka P16 and higher. Well, actually I finished in P13, but well, it's such a bad way to end this season, the debut season in the Night of Kings. So we're in 8th. We finished in 8th in the standings with 89 points. Same points as Ricardo Rangel, who finished 7th. Although it was such a frustrating one because he got a 20-point deduction because he deliberately crashed on the sprint with another driver, and as well as getting a 20-point deduction, he got banned from the league. It was frustrating because I could have gotten into P7, but he got 2 podiums and I did not get any. And Sebs won the championship with 343 points, and Astro finished as runner-up with 302 points. The 2 drivers that followed them were Zenith and Barretero with 288 and 286 respectively, Zenith winning the final round. In the constructors, the reserves were silenced, and Ferrari won the constructors with 425 points, and McLaren finished as runner-up with 378. Meanwhile, in our team, we finished in P7 with 110 points. So that is it, guys. Hope you have known a little bit what I was into those things. Well, let's hope season 16 gets a little bit better. Oh my god. Well, goodbye.